So then we go up to my wedding suite, and we're just all sitting in the main room. There's a TV. I start joking with my buddy Ryan, who Ryan's been on the podcast before. I think it's episode 16. You could go back and take a look.
How the hell you remember that?
I don't know if I'm actually right, but now that you're challenging me on this, I need to see.
I can check that. Just go.
No, I got it. I got it. No. See, this is part of being married, people. Arguing on the spot. Let me see. It's loading right now. We'll see who's faster on this. You can check, because it looks like I'm beating you to this.
I gave up.
Oh, you gave up.
Yeah, you do you.
I was going to say, they're either going to think like that we love each other or that we hate each other and that this was a forced marriage. It's not episode 16. See, it's early. Episode 7.
Ryan
7.
King.
Yeah, Ryan King, get your ass back on the podcast. It's been way too long. Okay, episode 7. Anyways, point is, though, is that we have this inside joke. Bill O'Reilly, if anybody out there knows like political commentary, that whole world, Bill O'Reilly was a big name in that world, regardless of your political affiliation. He has a very funny video, probably not to him at the time. It's of him basically having a meltdown when he's trying to tape the outro for an episode that he was filming. And he's just like, the hell with it. It's like, we're doing it live. We're doing it live. And so, like, we kept joking. I'm like, we're doing the wedding live. Like, no rehearsal, no nothing. Like, this is it. You're doing it. So we're laughing our ass off about that. Then eventually the other guys do show up. And then we put on YouTube again and start watching Channel 5, which is formerly known in the YouTube sphere as All Gas, No Brakes. Shout out to Andrew Callahan, if you don't know who that is.
You are living a good life, people. Just keep going.
Let me just put it to you this way. It's not like scripted reality television, nothing like that. But I will say he is a damn good journalist. And yes, I stand by. He and his team are good journalists, and they get and capture sides of this country that most people don't even understand that even actually exist out there.
That should not exist, that nobody wants to see.
No one's saying they should or shouldn't exist, but they do. It's reality.
It sucks.
Well, the video that we watched, I'll be specific. We watched the Talladega. I can't think of the title of the video. Hey, this is my side, please. Let me speak and tell the people the truth.
We are now one flesh.
One flesh and one not. I don't know where I was going with that, but the point got lost. You're distracting me. I'm trying to tell my side. Let me do this.
You can go first on this part that sucks.
The part doesn't suck. Okay. What I'm trying to say, there's a Talladega Speedway video on Andrew Callahan's Channel 5 YouTube channel. Check it out. You're going to see a real interesting side of America that I think is...
Don't check it out.
It's funny.
No.
It's funny. And I think I needed something light to start the day.
Light?
Yes, I need something light to start the day. And also, hey, I didn't interrupt you when you were going over your side of it. So
Choices.
God. Okay, let's try.
On
I don't care. They can take it.
They cannot. Go ahead.
Yes, they can. They don't want to hear us argue. They want to hear the story.
Just keep going.
I'm trying to keep going. You keep stopping me. Anyway, here I'm putting the mic right over here. This is I put a wall up. It's up. She can't get through now. Now we can talk uninterrupted. Okay. All right. So there's a Talladega Speedway video. We started it to start the day off. It was really funny. It kept things light. It was good. Then shortly after, I think someone told us, maybe the photographer, that we had to go to the get ready room. I think he called me on my phone. So I was like, okay, time to go to the quote unquote get ready room, but not really. So we go there. I did actually, I went back and forth between the floors a couple of times because I kept forgetting things in the hotel room. I forgot like my phone charger. I forgot my cologne. And then during all the getting ready stuff back and forth, there was a moment where I was like, oh, I looked at myself in the mirror and I spotted that I had like a weird hair on my neck. So I was like, oh, I should try to shave it off. And I have like this really bad...
Such a brilliant idea.
Hey, the wall is up. So,
No, I have
Oh
to
my
comment that.
gosh.
I have to comment that because Jordan always finds the worst time to shave. I don't know if it's a common thing, but he's like, "Oh, I'm really late to work today. I think I should shave. Oh, I am ready to leave for my marriage, so I think I should shave right now and then just put on my white shirt."
let me just state the facts, not fiction, for the Screen Speak audience. Do I always pick the correct moments to shave? No, I do not.
The audience.
This is, oh my gosh. I apologize for all these interruptions, folks. It's not easy being married. I let me tell you. Old ball and chain. Just
Not to me. So you guys are all saved. Jordan is the only one that's happily ever after.
I'll let the audience decide that. What I'm trying, God, I'm trying to make the point. Like you keep sidetracking me. It's driving me insane. No, not yay, bad.
Okay, go ahead.
She says that I pick inopportune moments to shave.
I say
I'm going to go insane if I can't finish my point. Stop this.
this is really funny, but go ahead.
No, it's not. I see you keep engaging with me, and I can't do it. God damn it. We're doing it live. Doing it live, people, right now. Okay. God. Bottom line, she exaggerates. I dare not try to press the point further because then it will just get into hysterics and logical conversation goes out the door. So let's just proceed. I get to a moment where I shave my neck at an inopportune moment, regardless of the... Okay, she's never going to let it go. Regardless of the timing, I cut my neck. Okay?
As always.
Once again, I need to state for the record, you can go back and check, did I or did I not interrupt her when she was saying her side of things? Go ahead and give it a listen. Play it back. I did not.
I'm not you. Go ahead.
Please don't interrupt and let me do.
I'm just commenting.
That's interrupting.
Yeah, why are you commenting?
Okay, I'm going to try this again. So, I cut my neck, and I was upset because, one, I could just see the redness and swelling on my neck, and so I was like, oh, Jesus, like, that's probably going to show in the photos. Like, that was my first thought, is like, oh, this is just going to look bad. But then, when I start throwing on the shirt, I'm wearing a white button-up, dress-up shirt underneath it, I get a blood dab on the collar, and it wasn't a small one. It was like a larger one, and, my groomsmen... not all of them, but at least 3 of them, they all kind of swarmed around me and like made sure they're like, oh Jesus, like we got to try to fix this. One of them, grabbed like paper cloth and like towel and stuff to like blot my neck. The other one was on like shirt duty basically and was just kind of like slowly blotching the shirt and like making sure, like trying to get the stain out. Another one grabbed a cold bottle of water to like put on my neck to like, reduce the swelling. So like all this is happening simultaneously while we're running late. So I'm already like, my anxiety levels are spiking, which isn't good because I already have anxiety problems as it is. I don't have any shame in admitting that. It's the facts. So I'm like, oh geez, this is all happening. Then Izola's matron of honor comes running in at some point, and she got a little bit bossy. I'll admit, she did. And she's like, boys, aren't you supposed to be somewhere? Or she said something like that. Haley, I do apologize because I know you're one of the people that listens to this. That's not how you actually sound. You all did it. You did it because you care. Totally get it. I know we were running late, but in that moment, I was flustered, and I'm glad I didn't say anything I regret. So, very, very good.
Points to you.
So, yeah, so then, like, we kind of had to speed things along. There was even an issue before that, though, where I wasn't even sure if, like, the neck collar was, like, gonna, like, fit properly because it was, like, cutting off my circulation, but then I had to adjust it. So it's like, you're trying to do all this shit, and then before you know it, you're in the car and you're on your way to the church. And my buddy, Ryan, he was driving me. You know, he was being really nice though and sweet. He was like saying like, you know, he was like, "You're gonna do great today. Like, it's gonna be good. Like, how you feeling?" He's asking me questions. My little brother, my best man, he's in the back seat of the car, and he's actually trying to do my pocket square. He's watching these YouTube videos on how to perfect a pocket square and make it look the best. Because I just think put square in pocket, have it poke out. That'll probably work. But I guess there's ways to finesse it if you're into suits and fashion and things. Anyways, we get there. Got to hide around the backside of the church because I didn't want to accidentally run into Izola, which we almost did. Very, very close, but did not. Had a couple of guests see me before, which I got kind of weird about because I thought nobody was supposed to see me before the wedding, but I guess it's not a huge deal if people see me before. Whatever. I don't know. I had my mind on a lot of different things. And then we go down to a basement. Don't go to the right place in the basement. Go to a different place in the basement. And then the place that we arrived at in the basement was the place we were supposed to be at originally. But because we were late and there was all this fiasco, I was in there for like all of like a minute. And then we go upstairs, hide around the priest's like secretary's office area, something like that, in the church. Someone had to panic, try to find someone to put a boutonniere on me because I don't know how to do it. None of my groomsmen knew how to do it. The florist that left the boutonniere left no instructions on how to do it. So we were kind of screwed. But we did have someone come in at the last minute that helped. And then, you know, the thankful moment I'm happy to say is that after all that chaos happened, even though it was only maybe for like 30 seconds, I did get just a moment to myself. I actually told people, I'm like, get out of the room right now. I just want to pray. And I did pray. I remember, I'll get personal with it and say that, and of course I don't remember the words verbatim, but I was basically saying how I just want to be a good man. I want to be a good husband. This is the big day. I want to do right by everybody that has gotten me to this point in life. And, you know, I'm just so grateful and happy to be alive and to be here for this moment. It was something like that in the prayer, you know, amen. Right. And then, yeah, then you get shepherded in, and then I can say from that moment, I'll stop and get Izola back in here since she's being good and not interrupting. She just gave me a real stink eye look for that comment. But that happens when you're married. You know, you get lots of looks, and, you know, there's nothing that a good little hand to the face can't take care of, or, you know, sleeping on the couch one night. It doesn't really matter. She's stuck with me for life, so it's... Right? Wait, what was that? Say that again for the...
Nothing. I don't have my green card yet. Can't say this stuff.
Well, she said that she's gonna murder me, so it's all on the mic. Even if it's quiet, the cops can pick it up. So don't worry about it. But what I'll say from that point going forward, and we'll talk about like the ceremony and the reception and whatnot. But man, oh man, it goes so fast. It goes so fast. But let's talk about the actual ceremony itself.
Yeah. So when I got ready, I went on the elevator, and like me and my maid of honor, and then like I was kind of waiting everybody to go inside the church so I could then go, you know. I was kind of hiding on the elevator. It was kind of funny. And then my maid of honor put my veil on while I was in the elevator. She got a little emotional, like was sweet to have that moment, just the both of us. And then I walked out of the elevator and like met my mom, who was going to walk down the aisle with me. And then my music, the music I was going to walk down the aisle started playing, and like...
It was Ave Maria.
And like when it started... Everybody actually can watch our ceremony on YouTube. We have it on the YouTube, from the church YouTube. It's Iowa Catholic. If you just put on YouTube
I mean, honestly,
Izola wedding, you can just
I can
find
literally
it.
just put I could put it in the description of this episode.
Yeah, in case you want to watch. Anyway, so
it's out there. It's public.
Yeah, when the music started playing, like I started like was like the moment. I'm like, oh wow, it's now. And then I started walking down the aisle. I mean, Jordan was there before me, so it's kind of weird, kind of doing it backwards. But anyway, I started walking down the aisle, and it was just like the best moment in my life so far. I just felt something that I have never felt before. It was just like so strong, so emotional, so happy. I was literally in my head like, I have to walk really slow because I want this moment to last as long as it can. Like, I wish that like couple seconds or minute was like hours because I felt really good. And when I finally met Jordan down the aisle and we started singing the Gloria, it was just like really emotional for me. I was smiling and crying like simultaneously, like in a way that I have never done before. And like my legs were shaking crazily. I thought I would fall, but like I didn't. So, and like the whole ceremony was just really full of grace for me. Like, was really full of God's presence, and like was just perfect. I was really, really, really happy and like full of God's grace and gratitude for everybody that was there and for being married, getting married to this one that doesn't let me talk. But
hey, see, that's passive aggressiveness.
No, this is active aggressiveness.
Active aggressiveness, is that an expression?
I'm never passive.
Right. Okay. I got to make a joke here in this moment to lighten the mood so that I don't end up on the couch tonight.
It's too late to apologize.
I will tell you what I was full of.
I say it's too late.
I will tell you what I was full of, and it wasn't grace. It was heat.
Oh my gosh.
I was sweating, people. I'm not going to describe it, but basically Niagara Falls on my back, pitting out, the whole works. I don't know if the AC was out or if it's just because you have like all like adrenaline going through you and it just makes you hot. I think it's a combination of things, but I was hot. And one thing that is distinct for myself is when I get hot, I'm not saying that everybody sees my face, not especially in a podcast format, but I wear glasses, okay? And when I get really hot, the heat tends to rise and it goes to my face, and thereby extension, it fogs my glasses. I will say, like, I mean, like, all jokes aside, honestly, that is something I wish I could have changed. Like, if I had to pick, like, one thing where it's like I really would have wanted to change it.
Is the photo of me on the stairs in the hotel that I didn't take.
But it didn't happen, right?
Yeah.
You just missed the spot.
I just forgot.
If so much is going on, I don't think you can remember it all. Mm. But the glasses thing, I got to go back to that because it's like as present as I'm trying to be. If you can't tell, Screen Speak, from this episode, from some of the lovely conversation that we had earlier, if I'm like really focused on something and I have something that is throwing me off and it's like really taking me out of it, it's frustrating to me. It's like I it's not that I can't multitask, but when it's a moment or when it's something that I'm really trying to be 100% present in, I don't want anything around me to take away focus from that. And so when I have my glasses fogging up, when I'm trying to look at the priest, I'm trying to look at Izola, I'm trying to look at the people going up and reading the Bible passages, I'm just like, oh my God. And I don't want to make a big production out of it because I know that the whole thing's being live streamed for all the people in Brazil and anyone that couldn't make it to the wedding. So it's like, do I take the glasses off? Do I try to like casually like air it out and like, like brush it off with like my suit? I don't know what to do. So I had to go minimal with it. We still haven't gotten the final wedding photos back yet, so God only, I hope that our photographer Jim was able to Photoshop it out if he saw it, or just make it.
I think it was just fine, people.
It probably was.
You guys can also see on this podcast, he's making a bigger deal than it really is.
I don't do that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I did cry when you came down the aisle.
Oh, yeah. That was the deal. If you didn't, I wouldn't get married.
I honestly didn't think I was going to.
But he did, people, and was so cute.
But it wasn't, thankfully, it wasn't like an ugly cry because I can't really do.
An emotional cry.
Well, I can't do graceful, like, pretty cry. Izola has a great talent at doing this. I've seen it happy. I've seen it when she's pissed or sad or like a combination of things. But she has this wonderful ability that her eyes can well up with the perfect amount of water, and then one can just squirt one out on the side, and it like looks beautiful. I don't know how her eyes work that way, because when I do it, it comes out of my nose, it comes out of my ears, it comes out of everything. My face looks like a pig. I'm just like, like when I'm really emotional, which that happens later on in the evening. But what I will say is, I think, if I remember right, when I saw you, I put my hand up to my mouth.
Yeah,
because I didn't. I if I do that, I don't always know that.
You do when you cry.
Yeah, I think that was like me trying to control the ugly cry and just like, oh man, like this is happening. This is real. And like Izola says, you feel like you could move at like a snail's pace and it would still be too quick.
Yeah.
Because it's one of the crucial moments, one of the most important parts of the wedding is when they first see each other and the walk happens. It's very it's old time. It's Old Testament. It's like it's traditional. And I thought I thought the whole ceremony went well. There's all these like rumors out there. I'll just dispel them. It all depends on how you structure the Catholic wedding. Everyone always says to you, they're like, "Oh, Jesus, a Catholic wedding. You'll be there for 5 hours." Like they make it sound like sit, stand, sit, stand, sit, stand. What was our wedding, like an hour?
1 hour, yeah.
And it wasn't bad.
It went by so fast, at least for us.
I feel like for us it did, but like I've talked with people that went to the wedding, and they also said that all the readings were good, the music was good, and especially the homily by our, I can never remember. Do I call him Father or can I call him a pastor?
Father Jeff.
You see, I'm not Catholic, so I don't call him Father, even though I guess he is Father. I'll call him Father Jeff for the sake of this. Father Jeff, shout out to Father Jeff. He's awesome. Newman Center in Iowa City. He is an amazing, amazing father. See, it sounds weird when I say that.
He is a priest, but you call him Father Jeff.
See, you see the confusion?
Okay.
I don't call him Priest Jeff.
No.
I call him Father Jeff. All right, whatever. He knew us from when Izola and I first were starting the date. So rather than doing some kind of, not personal reading where it's like you can tell they barely know the couple, he knows us, so he personalized the homily to be distinct for each of us. I actually liked for myself that he didn't really make it a point to talk about my work or anything like that, because he knows that ultimately my job title, whatever I have in life, really doesn't matter. I tend to measure myself more by my value system, how I treat others, and experiences and moments in life. I like the other stuff. It doesn't really matter to me all that much. So he touched on that. I was super surprised. I didn't expect that to be said by him, and so it was touching, I admit. Then of course the vows part, I have my "as good as it gets" quote written in there, so that was good. The rest of the vows, I won't read them all, even though I, of course, still have a copy. But, it's a vow. I made a lot of promises and, said that, I'm going to, basically look out for you and be with you through sickness and health and death, beyond death. You got me. So.
What did you think when you saw me first? You cried because I was too ugly?
Yeah, that's why. I was just like, oh my God, I could have done so much better. Oh no, it's all over. Oh no. Oh shit. Why? Ow. She just slapped me.
Prove.
I got slapped in the head in this episode, slapped across the face. I've been verbally assaulted. What is happening?
I don't think we should publish this before I have my citizenship.
No. Hey, this is authentic. This is life.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. What, are you checking your watch again there? I saw you do it a couple of times.
When I mention time, I just tend to check. Stop.
Well, you did.
Because when I say what time did we get married? I tend to check.
Is that really what? Oh.
Yes. Thank you. Everybody needed to know that about me, I guess.
Do I edit that part out?
Go ahead, Jordan. Talk.
Oh, now I'm gonna definitely have to edit around this episode. Oh God.
That's how he felt when he saw me first.
The last 5 minutes, edit. Okay. Where was I at?
What did you think when you saw me?
I told you, I cried.
That's what you think?
You don't think something in that moment, like not like words. You know what I mean? Like you don't think about words and things like that. You feel.
I know, but you told me what you felt like about how I looked and everything.
Oh yeah, okay. Like you're talking more about like my thoughts on the dress and things like that.
Yeah, cause like I didn't know if you would like the dress, if you would like, I didn't know. It's kind of fun cause like people like put a lot of expectations, and I'm like I always wonder, do the men always really like the dress and like how the bride looks? Cause sometimes the bride can look so different than like the daily basis that I don't know if
I don't think
the men
you
like all
you
the time.
didn't, but you didn't look like overly dolled up.
Mhm.
Some people look like a Barbie doll. They put on like a cake layer of makeup.
No, I know, but I'm saying that I don't know. Like anyway,
I think I just thought when I saw the dress it fit you. Like not just obviously physically, but like just the look of it because it wasn't flashy, it was minimal, but not too minimal, and it just looked very classic and, traditional, but still not like out of touch and being old fashioned. Like it just clicked. Like it just like I'm like when I saw it, I'm like, of course it would be this dress. It had to be this dress. It couldn't have been another dress.
yeah, because you said that you were wondering like what kind of dress did I choose?
Well, it's amazing. I'll tell you this. Now, I'm a simple guy when it comes to this subject, or just simpleton. It is amazing how many different iterations of a wedding dress people can come up with.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like we went to a wedding shop like the day after, or a couple days after the wedding, and saw that there was just like a big wall of white. And you're just like, how can it really be all that different? And then it's like it's down to the stitching, the material, where it came from, the custom, the texture, the blah 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 blah. It's insane. Also, a hell of a business model. I actually highly recommend if you want to make a shitload of money in life, get into the wedding business. Oh my God. It costs a lot of money. I'll just, sorry, not trying to scare anybody off from getting married, but if you think you're going to get away with doing the full production on a cheap budget, you're not. But that's for another time. Get to the moment of the kiss. Did you like the kiss? Was it good?
Yeah.
I do good. Mm-hmm. I didn't put like tongue or anything in there. We were at church.
I don't remember.
Oh, that was a kiss. Let's see if they can hear that. Do it again. Here. That was obnoxious. We don't do that.
Yeah.
That'd be like if you take a sip of like soda and you're just like after every single one. After every kiss, it's like obnoxious. Terrible. All right, so we get to the kiss. I did a little bit of a dip. I remember just a bit. I didn't want to go crazy because I didn't trust my strength because I definitely probably would have dropped you.
Mm-hmm. Not good.
It would have been a good photo.
No.
Can you imagine?
No.
I don't know.
No.
Let's see. Then, we walk down the aisle. People are happy. I tried to look at everybody that's like in the audience, but it's almost like attention overload because that's actually something I don't hear people talk about for the wedding, but like unless you end up being maybe in a position in life where you are doing public speaking or you are around a lot of people, most people won't get more attention in their lives than they do on the day of their wedding. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of attention, and all eyes are truly on you. So that's fine for myself, though. I really have no problem with that.
Me neither.
But I tried to like look at people in the eyes when I'm going down the aisle. I could, because I've been to weddings before where people just do like a beeline. They don't even look at you. Like they're just like whoop, and they just go. I'm like, I don't know. I want to look at all these people, so I tried to look at everybody. Then you have the moment where you really start to realize the pace is picking up because everybody's trying to talk to you. We were warned about this, but they do. You know, they almost form like an unofficial line. You know, they take turns being like, "You guys look so beautiful, so touching." Hug. Next. "You guys look so beautiful and touching and beautiful." Hug. Next. Like it's a bit of an assembly line, but it's fine. I'm happy because not everybody that came to the ceremony went to the reception. So that was nice. And vice versa. Now let's cut to getting to the reception. We get into the king.
Yeah, the king gave us the ride on the king's car.
It was pretty cool. He played like Fast and Furious music, like super loud, like out of his window to like let people know. He didn't have any like cans clinging on the back of his car with like "just married." Thank God. I think that's kind of been there, done that. But then, you know, pretty much it went straight to.
Sorry.
You had your alarm on during this recording.
Yes, go ahead.
Didn't you know it was gonna go till 9:00?
No. Keep going.
Oh. Edit. Let's see.
We went on the king's car.
Yeah, we went on the king's car, talking about how great the ceremony is, and then we have to go into photography mode.
Oh, yeah.
At the hotel.
We had to just get people together. Meanwhile, we were taking our own pictures because like we had a gap between the ceremony and the reception because we wanted to take pictures and stuff. We didn't want to do it before the wedding, so we did in between. We took pictures of ourselves with our family, the wedding party, which was it took about 1 hour, and then we just kind of headed over to the reception, had some food, some drinks, and then waited for the cocktail hour to be done so we would do the game drinks and stuff.
I'll say a sad part about the cocktail hour is it's like...
we miss it, basically.
Yeah, it's for the other people. It's not for you.
At least in our case, it can be different for people. Because we didn't want to go out there and hang out with people. Like, we were taking pictures, and then after that, the happy hour was going to be done in, like, 15 minutes. So we just stayed, like, eating and drinking with, like, the wedding party. And then we just did the good interest when we kind of saw everybody that was on the reception.
Yes. I can tell you just from I'll try to visually describe it, but the ballroom that we had, I mean, it really turned out well. We had like 7 tables, I think, for our people, because we had like 65, 70 people, something in that ballpark. You know, they're all kind of in like in a U shape, and we have a dance floor and we have a head table. There is a table in front of the U-shaped table with like the guest book and stuff like that placed in there. Haley, shout out to Haley McClure. Am I saying her last name right? The McClures, they're great. She made a lot of decorations with her Cricut. Haley, not sure if I'm supposed to admit to people that you use Cricut. But
she has an Instagram, people. Check it out. Keep talking. I will say the
actually, well, I can put it in the description.
Good.
No, not a big deal. Haley, I'll put your Cricut Instagram talents in the description of this podcast. So check out Haley's Cricut work. It's fun to say Cricut. But she made these great Cricut decorations, and so I thought people enjoyed that. We certainly did. They look nice. Colors, I'll talk about that. You know, like, what is it? Like I'm so terrible at describing shades of white. It's like ivory. Is that like the
green.
Ivory? We had green tablecloths, like white floral arrangements with like green and stuff. So it's just pretty much white and green. It's very, very minimal. Like I didn't want there to be like any flashy, crazy colors or anything like that. I was wearing a blue suit, deep blue suit, which
Beautiful.
Yeah, it is good, but it's like, damn it, I don't know why. Like this has got to just be like me a little bit. I always kind of had hope that like what I would wear would just stand out a little bit, and I think it was great, but it's like the outfit's pretty popular. I've seen a lot of weddings lately where people have been rocking the deep blue navy, and I'm just like, damn it. I'm like, I couldn't have something that was like a little more unique, but it's fine. But yeah, the grand entrance happens. We go into the song Something Just Like This by Coldplay, I believe. But I mean, the whole thing is truly a whirlwind. Like you feel before you know it, the food's already being served. The toasts happen. Haley gave a nice speech. My little brother spoke. Public speaking is his worst nightmare, but
Haley's too, but
yeah, they both didn't like public speaking, but I thought they both pulled it off. Haley did the right amount of tears too, not like emotional sobbing, but she clearly cares for you, and I would hope for us as by extension from being married. Yeah. Haley, legally you have to care for us. And then my little brother, I thought like he was making me think that it was going to be like a brutal hard ass roast. Like I thought he was going to bring up stuff that I'm going to be horrified by because of all the hype that he put into it. But then it ended up being nice. Like he didn't go too hard. He had a couple like stories of like how like I'm a baby around bees and like how he like teases me a lot and things like that, but that he ultimately loves me and blah blah blah. Like it was sadly heartfelt. So you know, you take what you can get, I guess, with a brother. You can't change that. But no, so that all worked out well, and then I mean, shoot, before we know it, no, I'm forgetting the key moment during the dinner is the tables.
Oh yeah, when we
you talk about this.
Right after we do the grand entrance, we just decided we wanna make sure we got a picture with everybody that was there. So we decided to just take pictures with each table. So we were like calling table by numbers and having people come over to us and just take a picture with us. And it was fun, kind of like some of the tables started making fun, like taking fun pictures and like kind of disputing to see which one was the funnier. And they like, it was just kind of cool.
Well, shout out to
Table 7.
Well, I was going to talk about that in a second, but when they're all doing the pictures first, I'm sure it'll look great in the wedding photo. I can't wait to see it, but I know damn well there was one where Glenn, who's also been on this podcast before, we talked about the Sixth Sense a while back. He naturally, like he would, he like laid on the ground and did like a pose.
Yes.
Like in front of everybody.
He was the one that broke the ice, kind of.
I'm also pretty sure that he went up to the head table before we even sat at it and like put his feet up on the table.
Yes.
I love it. But then that was kind of one of the impromptu things that happened is during dinner, we start kind of doing moments where it's like, okay, like table 7, table 6. Table 7 was the one that started like acting like crazy people, basically. I give credit to Adam Wall on there, another podcast guest. Seems like a lot of podcast guests went to the wedding. So if you wanted to have come to my wedding, I guess you should have been on the podcast. What can I say? But no, Adam, he has such a great energy, and we all kind of tease, at least amongst the friends that know him. And Adam, I don't know if you know this, we kind of call you Kramer sometimes, because you are a bit of a Kramer. You're really tall. You're kind of sporadic with your energy. We don't always know what you're going to do, but we love that about you, and you're amazing. But like they just started like acting like, you know, crazy people, and then the tables were competing about who could be the most loud and like obnoxious. So I thought that was really fun, totally unplanned, had no idea. Yeah. And then, you know, going into like the dancing and stuff like that, I don't really want to go super into it. I will say that for my mom and I, well, actually no, we got to talk about our first dance first, since that's the first one we did. We did a slow dance to Beautiful. It's not spelled in the traditional sense. It's Beautiful by Coldplay. You can check that out. The special song for Izola and I. Like, we've seen them in concert. They did it at the show, but I think we liked the song before that. It's just sweet. It speaks to both of us. It's great. But I am proud to say, at least during the dance floor portion of it, I threw in a couple little moves, nothing crazy, but we did practice it a little bit. Mm-hmm. I know that I did a spin at one point. That was the big move. Mm-hmm. Were you afraid that was going to drop you?
No.
No?
I was not.
Really?
Just in the end, and you almost did.
What happened at the end?
You almost dropped me.
I did
When
not.
When you like dipped me down.
Oh, when I did the dip. Yeah. Well, that's because I was really tired.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, going back to that whole tired thing, it's amazing how much adrenaline and like just kind of high that you get off of like the moment. So even as tired as I was all worried about that. At that point, I'm like, nah, I'm good. Like,
Yeah.
I'm fine. I then had the first dance like with my mom, or the mother-son dance, whatever you want to call it. We danced to Everything I Do It For You by Bryan Adams. That song has special significance with us. My mom always tells a story that when I was a little wee baby, that I would cry and fuss sometimes, but if she threw that song on, I'd shut up and just like stare up into the clouds and be like, oh my God, it's like the most beautiful voice I've ever heard in my life. And the lyrics are sweet and work on multiple levels, so it just made sense for us. She cried a lot. She was actually, this is a little inside scoop for people. She'll probably hate that I'm admitting this. But like the first like 30 seconds or so of the song, she kept like saying to me while we're dancing, she's like, Jordan, she's like, I wanted to tell them the story of why the song matters. And I'm like, Mom, just shut up and dance. Like, it's fine. Like no one cares. Like they just want to see us dance. They don't care about that. And then eventually she let it go. So it was fine. And then you danced with your mom.
Yeah, the song was Minha Mãe from Flávio José. It's a Brazilian music. It's a forró. And the lyrics were like really meaningful for us. And also my mom cried. Basically the whole song. She cried a lot. Basically the whole wedding.
You didn't tell her that you were going to do it.
I didn't tell her because it was supposed to be like the daughter and dad dance. But then I didn't tell her I was going to dance with her. So I just was like, hey, come down here. You are dancing with me. So she got really emotional. It was kind of like a surprise for her.
Yes. Then shortly after that, the party starts. Healthy mix between Brazilian and American music. Yeah, they played a couple of the cliche wedding songs. This is another personal side of myself. I don't like a lot of cliche things. So like when they play like, songs like Cupid Shuffle and I don't know, like if they played like YMCA and like stuff like that, I'm like, oh my God, I've heard it at like a bajillion weddings. I get it. But the argument that people make is they're like, well, like if you want your you want your attendees to dance, they have to dance the music they know. And I'm like, how about dance and take a chance on something that is new and different and interesting? How about that?
People did, and I bring here Val that tried to dance some Brazilian music.
That's
Good
true.
job, Val. Like
it's true. It's
couple
true.
People, Chris too. Like couple Americans tried to dance to
because we had Brazilians
music,
and we had cool. Some of your Brazilian friends that were there.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, that was one comment that came up multiple times. Brazilians, and I'm sure you can speak to this. You guys dance your ass off. I had multiple I had multiple guests come up to me asking if you took dance lessons because you're that good.
I'm not, but thank you.
This is the classic, oh, I'm not really smart thing. Anyone that says that means they're smart. So she's a good dancer. Don't let her fool you. But they all dance really crazy. I felt bad about that a little because like there were certain times where like I maybe could have tried the dance more, but then I'm so happy that everybody's there, and I like, I wanted to like kind of attend to the guests a little bit.
Just cry to everybody.
Well, that happened later on at night. It didn't happen right away. I'm proud enough to say that. It didn't happen immediately. But naturally, if it's an extremely emotional day, you throw alcohol in the mix, and if you happen to have a soft heart or just a sensitive heart, well, the tears start coming.
Jordan cried a lot.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I
thought I was a crier until I met Jordan in weddings.
Well, I had other family members cry.
Yeah,
as well.
Mallory, she was so funny too.
Yeah.
She was so emotional. Was kind of cute because Jordan was known as the one that cries in every cousin's wedding and like his brother's wedding and stuff.
I didn't cry. I don't think I cried at Mallory's.
You did. I have heard.
I did?
I have heard.
And then like and he cried on his own, of course, but then Mallory cried at his, so I'm like, I think it runs on the family.
Pretty sure we both cried to each other at one
Yes,
point.
of course. It was
God.
kind of cute. They're like, I'm so happy. I love you.
Well, it's a
Jordan-
happy day.
Oh,
And I wear
let
my
me
heart on my
record-
sleeve.
Let me. Yeah, that's what you said. Like he was like, he was crying so much. I'm like, Jordan, it's okay. You don't need to cry. He's like, I just love everyone so much. I'm so happy.
Yeah, certainly did. There's a few people that you always wish that you could have talked to. I won't name them, but like there were certain people. They know who they are. Wish I could have talked to you with you all at the wedding, but there'll be time in the future because it's like you do really want to take everything in. That's one part, and we'll start to wind this down, that I was happy about that I did during my like toast to everybody, is I did literally say, I'm like, I just want to pause. I just want to pause just for a moment. So I'm like, I can just look at these tables, look at you all looking at me and Izola, and just take this moment in for what it is, because it's truly, it's a painstaking amount of work. And I can only... Like, honestly, thank God Izola wasn't working during the time of the wedding planning, because, if we were both working, I feel like it would have taken us even longer to plan out all the little details and things like that. And then, like, when it happens, it's like we worked hard on that detail and that, and oh, there's this going like this, and there's that and that and that. And you really just want to take a moment to stop. So it's like, if I did have any advice for people, it's just... force yourself to be present, but then also don't try to unnecessarily rush through everything to get to the next thing. I mean, you really just want to be present and just be as observant as possible during the whole experience, I think. And just really, I guess just be present. That's probably the biggest thing. Just be present and just really take it all in.
I was really present. My dress was really present as it gets. Talking about the dancing thing, I ripped off my dress because
yes.
I was dancing a little bit too much, I guess.
And what happened when the dress ripped? Because I think I noticed it
Was
quick,
funny.
right?
So my dress has 3 layers, and I felt one of the layers when it ripped out was actually like on my butt, literally on my butt. And I felt, so when I saw, I touched it, and I was feeling that the other layer wasn't still there. So I'm like, okay, I don't care. I kept dancing. And as I kept dancing, I just heard my Brazilian friend, Olivia, she's like, Izola. In Portuguese, she said, your ass is out. I'm like, and then when I put my hand behind me to kind of check, I felt the cold of my skin. I'm like, wow. My ass is out there. So and then was funny because it was kind of movie scene. Like, I just saw Jordan running to me, and like my mom was running to me, my friends were running to me to kind of like help me out to make sure I didn't get naked. Jordan just hugged me and like trying to like hide my butt. And it's fun because I was live streaming on Instagram, and like some of my friends just recorded. They didn't know what was happening, but they were recording the screen on their phone right when that happened. So we have the records for that. It's kind of funny.
Was the photographer there for this moment?
No, he was gone already.
That's probably for the best.
Was on the end, yeah. I'm glad. So like Jordan was kind of trying to hide, and then like I was dying laughing, and I'm like, okay, now let me step back, and I just put my dress up and kind of hide my butt with their own dress. So yeah, you can kind of, I think that's a good way to end this. Like, you can kind of know when a wedding was really good, when you just leave it all there, even the dress.
And and don't try to control everything either.
Yeah.
That's another thing. It's like everyone's trying to like tell you what to do during the day. Like they're just like, you got to be here during this and do this over here. I'm like, no. Like, they're not going to start and stop stuff without us. Like, we're the show. So let shit just happen the way it needs to happen. And if it doesn't all go according to plan, great. It makes for a good story. At least I would hope, because hopefully you've been listening to this point. For those that have, great. I realize people don't always listen to an entire podcast. It happens. But if you have been up to this point, I appreciate you.
After that, like when the party ended, like we were like the party ended on a really high spot, so we were like still like high, like and
Feeling the good energy and
yeah.
everything.
So
yeah.
we just took it to the bar of the hotel bar. We hanging out there with Jordan. Had a couple extra shots, which I don't think he should have, because he was too happy, and like. We had some fun. We had some pizza, as everything in Brazil ends with pizza.
I mean, I'll just be honest, everybody. I mean, it was the night of my wedding. So do you really think by the real true end of it that I wasn't drunk? Okay.
He was.
Drunken pizza's delicious.
And funny.
Let me tell you that. I mean, it hits the spot.
Yeah.
Right after a wedding, I highly recommend it.
So we were like, we had pizza. We closed up the bar, the hotel almost, and like just went upstairs. And it was funny. I have to say this part. Because we went up the stairs and like I had 1,000 things holding my hair up. So I was just taking things from my hair for like basically 1 hour. And meanwhile, Jordan was just like drunk on bed and doing drunk talks. So he was like, oh, my glass feels so heavy. It feels like my glasses are like 50 pounds. Oh, look, that shade on the ceiling. It's fun how that shade moves. I'm like, go to sleep. And he was like talking. I'm like, gosh, isn't this guy going to just go to bed? I thought he would pass out. But no, he stayed up with me while I was taking my hair stuff out. And then when we finally laid on bed, he was like, he's still talking. And I'm like, Jordan, go to sleep. And he's like, ta-da-da, ta-da-da, like talking. And then I'm like, I would just act like I'm sleeping because he won't stop. So I just shut up and like I stayed quiet for like 5 minutes. He kept talking and then he finally decided to sleep.
Yes. Some people also say like the night of your wedding, you're just like, oh, are you going to consummate the marriage? You going to, make stuff happen? Hint, hint, wink, wink. Talking about stuff in the bedroom that adults do. I was so pleased that Izola didn't have any expectations and that I could just sleep.
Me too.
Yeah. It's just like you just want to... I mean, you put all that damn work into it. If you go to bed like early and like do that, like this, why? You have the rest of your life to do stuff like that. Like just make the most of it. Live. What do you? Oh, you're looking at your.
Video.
Is that that's our wedding?
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
What is it of?
I was kind of looking nothing.
I haven't even seen some of those.
Yes, I know. Go ahead.
Okay. Anyways, let's final thoughts on the wedding, and then. I want to talk about next steps quick, and then we need to go to sleep. It's getting late.
What do you say? Final thoughts?
Final thoughts, reflections.
Just great, dude. It was as good as it gets.
Haha, tying it back to the movie.
Yeah. Welcome. Yeah, it was really just amazing. I felt blessed. Everything, like, not everything was exactly as we planned, but even that was
what is
special.
in life?
Yeah, exactly. So it was special. Like, it was just the way it needed to be. It was literally as good as it gets.
Yeah, I also think it was as good as it gets. Just because like all the decorations, everything went right. We talked about like the dumb shaving, the blood on the tie, or the blood on the collar, the burned veil. It was all fine. I had the most important people in my life there. I think if anything could have made it better, it would have just been to have all of Izola's Brazilian family there too. Yeah. But it's like it's just not feasibly possible to do something like that because let's just face it, money. Money controls all. Okay. But I really think it's like I don't think I would have wanted anything to have been any different. The venue was great. The ceremony was great. The people were great. There wasn't any, like, stupid drunken drama with people. There wasn't any, like, bull crap that happened that took away from, like, us. spiritual. Well, go ahead.
Sorry, I just remember there was a funny thing because I was like saying, "Oh, Jordan was drunk." There was one time I was drunkish too, and I decided to spin on the dancing floor, and I spin, and guess what? When I stopped the spinning, the roll didn't stop spinning, so I just like fell on the floor. I almost kind of like let myself fall, and I was just like on the floor, and like everybody again ran to me to kind of help me to get me up. I'm like, don't let me wait. It's spinning. Let me wait for it to stop spinning because it's still spinning. and I was stepping on my dress, and I'm like, stop. Let me stay here. And then I'm like, okay, now it stopped. So let's get up. It was kind of funny.
I think my final reflections on this whole thing is that I'm grateful to be married. I'm grateful to be married to such a beautiful woman in so many ways, not just physically, but of course spiritually, emotionally, intellectually. There's a lot of different things I could say, but you really couldn't predict it. Like none of where I'm at right now in my life is something that I would have predicted. Especially like even 3-4 years ago. Like if I looked at like truly like the beginning, like you look at it now, I'm like,
the beginning of
I wouldn't have
2019, I would never think I would be here today. So people have hope.
Yeah, I think just have hope. Have faith as well. I won't get like
All
preachy on that, but
let's pray for a
yeah,
good husband.
But and also I would also say too, and again, like we are fresh into marriage, but I would also say just to think about and be there for people that are married, because you get older in life, things get more complicated, things get more challenging and taxing. It doesn't always necessarily get easier having somebody in your life with you. Like make no mistake, like marriage, from what I can tell, and just good solid relationships, the best ones I know from people that I look up to, you have to work your ass off to make it work. It is not something that just comes willy-nilly. I someone that says to me, like, if they ever say like, well, isn't love enough? No, I'm sorry. I don't think it is. You really have to work and commit to it. So I guess for us going forward, that's kind of what I want is I want us to keep forging ahead, keep our eyes on different goals. Don't just kind of settle in and be like, oh, marriage is the highlight of our life. Like, let's just stop here. Like, no, we have a lot that we want to do. I have a lot I certainly still have left to give, I think. So only time will tell with that, but I can just say it was a hell of a long road. Thank you, Tinder, for allowing us to meet. Maybe they'll become a sponsor of the podcast one day. Who knows? Anything's possible in this life. But yeah, I guess I'll leave it with that. Anything is possible in life, as long as you really give your heart and soul to things. Just like really give it your all, and be okay with the downs, and be grateful for the ups when they happen. Just embrace it. Embrace the process, the good and the bad, and hopefully you'll end up being happy. So I'll settle for that.
Bye, people. Thank you for listening and accepting us being a little bit selfish, because this episode is mainly for us.
Yeah, the movie actually
for
we didn't talk about
in 50 years.
We didn't talk about the movie that much, and I wonder, are we going to be happy to listening to some of the? Can I say were they were playful arguments, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I'm fine with it. This is us.
It's authentic.
Yeah.
And that's what we strive for. All right.
Us 15 years for us 15 years for.
Are you saying 15?
50 years.
50.
Yes, 50 years from now.
Oh, jeez. Our podcast still going to be a thing in 50 years?
I don't know, but we'll at least have the audio.
That's true.
I hope there is still a way to play this audio.
Hopefully.
We are thinking of you, and we will do our best to make sure you guys are good on the future.
Wait, who are you talking?
Us in the future.
Oh, you're giving a message to us. I was like, who are you giving
I'm
the
talking
message to?
us in the future.
Oh, well, so yeah, okay, sorry.
We will work hard enough.
Do that?
We hope we will work hard enough to make sure right now you are listening to this while just having a big party on a beautiful beach and
Gotta be a beach, huh?
yeah,
All right.
and having fun, enjoying the life you deserve.
All right. I'll send a message to my future self, or couple selves as well. I guess I wasn't planning this, but whatever.
Jordan, I still love you.
Oh, Izola, I'll always love you. Here's the message to the couple, and then one to Jordan. I gotta have a one-on-one with this guy. So to couple us, you did it! Hooray!
still doing
Yeah. Bet that time flew by, didn't it? Ha 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 ha. That's a bad joke. Hey man, it's pretty cool that you guys are still together. Not a lot of couples can pull that off, and you guys come from divorce in the family, so kudos to you for overcoming that. Hopefully, maybe have kids. Right? You have a kid or two, maybe in this scenario. I hope they're doing well. Hello, children, or child, or whatever the hell we did. We don't really know at this point, but we think you exist,
And
so
we love you already.
we do. You're all pretty great. Yeah, you came from some all right people, so we did our best. But good health, happiness, love, faith. Just ride that shit out into the grave and beyond too. It doesn't end at death. Okay, so you keep that in mind, and also hopefully just everything else is going all right in your life. So there's the message to the couple, and now the message to just me. I hope my voice sounds decent in the future. I can't promise it's still gonna sound like this. I don't know. Your voice changes as you get older. 'Cause maybe I'll sound more like that. I don't know. I hope you still sound decent, Jordan. I hope your podcast is bigger than what it is right now. You keep the faith. You keep working. You keep putting your all into it. And yeah, think things will turn out good. Things are going okay right now for being I'm 31 right now, so things are going okay. I hope they're probably better. Okay, I gotta shut up. Message to myself over. Done.
Jordan with 81 years. He's pretty anxious right now, but I'm sure 50 years from now he will be just fine, relaxing, enjoying life. Amen.
Amen, amen, I say to you and to the Screen Speak audience. Thank you all so much for listening. Hope you enjoy hearing us talk about As Good As It Gets, all the fun and chaoticness of a wedding, which I actually felt like our conversation on that had certainly some ups and downs, just like life does. So if anything, it's real. So until the next episode, you all take care of yourselves, you keep watching movies, and that's it. Have a good one.